It's me, it's Mysterious JG, and assuming that my systems don't all start crashing, we're going once again to play a little Death Stranding.
I'll be announcing tonight's match.
Tonight's match will not be against
Oh,
one
and
of
I'm
those
Bobo the
guys,
Vulture.
because even though he's Bobo the Vulture. I'm telling you, I mean, I ain't pulling your legs here. I beat up a bunch of those things off screen just to get lots and lots of chiral crystals, because you win, you get more than enough chiral crystal to cover the cost of grenades that you used. But I just failed twice on camera. It takes a long time to go through each time, and now I'm just kind of like, screw it. Don't feel like it's something I need to do on screen right now. We'd be better served trying to advance the story.
Sure. Although, let me say, one thing I was going to mention in casual conversation while the video started.
About the Doobie Brothers?
You actually started the video. No, it's not. This was not going to be about the Doobie Brothers, although that's not a bad idea for a future video. But that the Protected by Viper, Stand Back, that voice.
Yeah.
Is actually the voice of former House Oversight Chairman Darrell Issa of California.
Oh.
Because I guess he used to own that company and then left it under questionable circumstances, but that's like a lot of his life.
I think I need to either turn your mix-up in Discord or ask you to speak up, so I will start by turning your mix-up in Discord. Because I'm barely hearing you. And you are up as loud as you can be, so I'm just going to ask you to speak up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, jeez. I'll do my best. Have a sleeping family around me.
Oh, come on, BB's excited to hear you.
Yeah. BB sounds happy in that he is asleep. It's funny as I say, I have sleeping family around me, and then I hear the bathroom door, which is right next to the room I'm in, shutting. So I'm like, oh, I guess not everybody is asleep at this very instant. Meanwhile, there's a dancing person with an unfolding bridge on their
There's a dancing
head or
Metal
something.
Gear. They don't call them Metal Gears because they get sued, but there are cargo delivery drones you can develop that can do like side ops
Nuclear
for
weapons.
you for like partial rewards, and they look, lo and behold, exactly like the cute little Metal Gears from, well, it's kind of a combination of those little weird iBot things from the various later games, and then the adorable little Metal Gear from
The Metal Gear 3. That,
yeah, I guess you're right. It was in Metal. No, it was Metal Gear 4. I think it was Guns of the Patriots.
It
It was also,
but, like,
but it looked exactly like Metal Gear from Snatchers, or Snatcher, whatever that game was called.
Oh no, I what I was trying to say is that I thought that he called that little tiny robot the Metal Gear Mark III.
Oh,
Like I thought Hal called it Metal Gear 3 or something, but I don't know.
well, I'm gonna rest in
Wait,
the
who's
private.
this guy? Oh, this is a guy that
You haven't
This is a
seen.
guy I haven't met
guess you
yet.
haven't seen the video where he's introduced, but guess what? He kind of has a flat.
he's from the Southland, and so his name is Tom Southland.
I don't even remember what his name is, but he just kind of has very generic voice and says very generic stuff, and you never respond to him. So he's similar in many ways to other characters. Now, when am I going to get my own blood back into these bags so I can use them for grenades? When am I going to get my blood out of my body where it belongs?
So I'm trying to think of a.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of who the most like over talky, who the most like over talky protagonist in the history of video games is, and I'm not coming up with like.
Well, we never played any of the games based on the Shia LaBeouf Transformers movies.
So yes, I suppose that could be. I was trying to think. Well,
God damn it! I hit the wrong button. Like, I'm actually going to attempt to piss twice. There's no way that could possibly work.
Like I was trying to figure out who a like on a continuum where Zero is we're like on a continuum
You mean
from
Major
the
Tom?
protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 3 to whoever the talkiest protagonist in the history of video games is. I think Sam Porter Bridges ranks an Auron.
Yeah, well, Oron's not the main character, but I catch your drift.
I suppose that's true. But
Although, I
like
mean,
just
honestly,
essentially,
I'll
like
take
a bunch of people will just like say a bunch of crap to him, and he will go.
no, I'll take Oron
That's
over Sam Bridges any day because he actually, like, in his refusal to just like address direct questions, there was actually personality there. Eventually he explains what's going on, and there are reasons that he doesn't just like answer questions from these little punk kids. But Sam Porter Bridges is just like, I can't think of anything to say right now, so I guess I'm just vaguely
also,
grumpy.
if I may, and it's something I can't remember if I ever brushed on in the comments,
Sure,
but
you may,
I
you
do
may.
believe BTs are basically just unsent, right?
Kind
Like,
of, yeah. They're dead folks
if
who
we
are
danced
still
around,
connected
like
to our world, yeah.
they sent them to like if we danced around and sent them to the far plane, we wouldn't be having these issues with.
Well, I mean, I know this is not where you're going, but I don't think the creators of Final Fantasy X originated the idea of dead beings that have not severed their connection to the living world. But yes, indeed, if he was just to
Speaking of
if he
which,
was just to put on a diaphanous gown and dance, a lot of our problems
yes.
would go away by themselves. You are correct, absolutely right about that.
Well, speaking of like the concept of the dead still having businesses in this world, whatever.
Oh
I
wow, we didn't
never
even
actually
get. I'm sorry, we
published
didn't even
that.
get a Mads Mikkelsen scene that time, so I must really be screwing up.
Yeah, well, it's all right. But I didn't actually put up that video of One Way Heroics yet, which is just as well because I realized that I leapfrogged over a point in that video, which was, of course, discussing
Read his name, Bobo.
how
Read his name.
oh, Thomas Sutherland is from the Southland. Well, I thought I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, I
That's
thought
why
you were
I
just
was
like
like,
making a really, really good guess. I was going to give you credit because I hadn't thought it through. I thought you were just making a really good guess.
he's from the South, so he's Thomas Sutherland. And I'm sure that like, I know that
what's the
this
actor who was in he was like the bad guy in the Hunger Games movies? Is
was
like
Kiefer Sutherland.
who?
No,
It's like
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer's the different. It's like Ronald Sutherland or
Yes,
Donald
Donald
Sutherland. Yeah, I think
Sutherland.
it's Donald Sutherland because there's
Yeah.
this
Human.
this thing. It's completely ridiculous thing to. It's me making a Bobo reference that you might not even be familiar with because there was some spontaneous nation where they got into having. It was like a ventriloquist act where somebody was like a ventriloquist and their ventriloquist dummy was Donald Sutherland. It was like, I'm Donald Sutherland. I rode here today in my tank, which is a reference to some other Donald Sutherland movie I've never even seen. It's like, I just
feel
flew in
that,
from
like,
the coast,
I missed
and I rode here today in my tank.
some episodes of that because I think it was forget when, but like there was a period of time where basically I needed all the podcasts I could get
Right,
because
yeah.
I was riding on the metro, like 2 hours every day, maybe a little less, but like at least an hour plus on the metro every day. So like every day I'd need a new podcast.
Oh, why am I doing? I keep cutting
And
it off
then-
before you can see the adorable little Metal Gears. Sorry, keep talking. I'm
That's okay.
gonna hit the wrong button and jump up like an idiot, and then activate this terminal.
You're looking like John Marston attempting to reach
It's like,
people
zombies
fighting
are
off
murdering
zombies.
me. I need to climb onto the roof, but first, let me jump and play
Let me
several
do some
times.
jumping jacks.
That'll give me the limberness I need to execute this climb without causing injury.
These horrific undead will surely be intimidated by my agility.
I'm gradually turning into Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What? Oh, by the way, happy 316, everybody. I know that it's late at this point, but
And that last time I checked, nobody had responded. But I thought my response to your Facebook post about that was clever.
well, yes, I couldn't go any farther than that.
Yeah,
though,
I mean,
because,
all
it
you
would
could
only
have done
fill-
is respond. So Bobo, using his real world name, posted on Facebook, "Happy Steve Austin Day." Sorry, I'm late. And several people liked it, several people loved it, and I responded, "What?"
I believe our sister also responded with a gif of Stone Cold Steve Austin saying what?
I didn't see that. I think you called her Sister G. Like, we do need to come up with what is her name when we refer to her. But Sister G actually works pretty good. And wouldn't you know, I spent a lot of time, like hours off screen, building up those other two roads. And there's one right here that I hadn't noticed before. I knew there would have to be one somewhere down this way. Good grief. Let's see what it's...
So Sister G.
What is this one short of? I know there's no way you will be able to read it. I'm not even going to ask you to try. I think it's like 800 ceramics short and about 100 metals. Yeah, I could actually do this right. I'd have to head back up
You
to...
can knock it out. Yeah, like you could get into
no,
your
do it from right
private
here,
stash
actually.
over there. Yeah,
I can do it from here. I would probably at some point want to then move materials I have stored at other bases to this one, since it'll be our front line. But
yeah, I mean frontline. I mean this is all about logistics.
it kind of is.
Yeah.
Zerf's not watching the series. Sometimes we chat about the nature of games. Like, I could see a PC game, or even an old like Atari C64 era game, that would have this much focus on like logistics and planning and still have an action element. It's so freaking weird. I guess it's so freaking weird for like a AAA console game. They're not usually combining these different things.
Yeah. Right. So Sister G, not to be confused with Sister A.
Or Sister Sherry.
Right. Which one was Sister A?
Sister A was the heel form of Aisha, and
right, who is the one who is going to save the world?
Yeah, no. So some of the Rumble Roses, a game that I've thought way too hard about the characters and story of Rumble Roses, but of all the characters, that one had like possibly the weakest. Maybe Benekage and Bloody Shadow is like a close contender, but the difference between Aisha, who is a pop star who hates Dixie,
Yes.
and Sister A is that Sister A appears to just be full on a stripper. But
this is not so much a pop star, just
a stripper. I mean, you know, God, foxes clutching their pearls about wet ass, you know, wop. I guess. Well, I'll say. But yeah, so there's not that big a difference these days anyway. Sometimes not trying to make a general comment about all pop stars, but there's definitely an element of that in a lot of popular music, I guess is where I'm going. But
well, yeah, I mean there has like I
100 metals, 800
ceramics.
Okay. But I guess what
I
I'm getting at
guess-
is there's not a lot of dialogue in Sister A's story mode, but it really just appears she's the exact same person, but she's decided she's full on going to dress like a stripper. Like it's basically like, yeah, I'm just gonna dress differently, but I'm basically still, because her the phase heal thing makes more sense for some characters than others, but she's pretty much just a heel all the time. It's kind of like the difference between Nurse Anastasia and Doctor Anastasia. Well, she's wearing a different outfit, but she's still like an evil weirdo who's trying to build monster robots. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, was there a well, I mean Anesthesia, but was there a face version of was there a face Lady X? I forget if there were
So
multiple
every
forms of
character
Lady
had
X.
two forms, and they just generically called one face and one heel. Which, like, again, Reiko and Rowdy Reiko. Yeah, you can. Okay, I can follow that one. But oh god, you just used your name and I'm forgetting. Like Sister, like no.
Oh, Lady X.
Lady X.
Oh, Sister A. And
Lady X was the face, and then the heel was Lady X Substance, which was an even more robotic-y looking version. But she never shows up in any of the story modes at all.
Used with the...
Yeah.
Oh, didn't. Oh, okay.
I
For
don't
some
think
reason,
she
I
did.
thought you
I might
fought
be wrong.
regular Lady X and then you fought Lady X Subsistence. Like it was an extra.
No,
like,
I
second
think
boss form.
Subsistence just was a thing that you could goof around with
You
in
could use
exhibition mode.
Yeah.
Or it might not even have been in the original game. It might have just been in...
Sure. Oh, let me.
Well, so I guess this game doesn't want to cooperate because we had another crash, but we're going to
Speaking of
try to get the
cooperation, though.
ceramics thing going.
Yeah. Would you mind sharing your screen again?
Oh, well, sorry. That is an essential piece of this. We might be more stable if you couldn't see what was going on.
If you just wanted to describe what was happening, I
sure,
could just be here.
Makes for great co-commentary right there.
He's just, what's going on? Oh, that's
All right, so you should be seeing it now.
Yep, I see.
I
the
said
head
we
of
would do plot this
distribution,
video. You
Thomas
seen it?
Southland. He's Thomas Sutherland, and yeah, I mean, his face looked really expressive, I have to say. So maybe it was good to get him involved in the project.
Okay.
Thomas.
Anyway, I was talking about Rumble Roses, but as
Sure.
the game crashed, I was starting to joke about how, and if you want, there's other Death Stranding Let's Plays you could be watching, folks, but if you want to learn more about Rumble Roses in your Death Stranding Let's Play, this is the one to come to.
If you want to learn more about Death Stranding, visit your local library. If you want to visit, sorry, I messed it up. I was supposed to say Rumble Roses. If you want to learn more about Rumble Roses, visit your local library.
So there'll be some waste in this. That's okay. All Bridges members think I'm the man now, dog.
I mean, I guess if there's going to be waste involved in it, you really should have gone back to the shower to make some grenades out of it.
We get some of those boom booms.
Yeah, I got some really big boom booms.
I am stockpiling 0, 1, and 2 grenades, but as you've noted yourself, I'm never using them. Yes. They might be... I might want to just start throwing... Like, when I get back to that area, now that I've decided for whatever reason the game just ain't giving me a win over that super monster, using those grenades to get them to, like, wander away might be my best bet. But they do seem to be more useful when you're trying to manipulate the motions of 1 or 2 and not in an area where there's, like, a dozen.
Although, if you were, you know, basically not trying to get caught by one to the point where it brought you into the ultimate battle.
Oh wow, that's like, a big long one there. That's a big one.
That's the vermin. That's route vermin.
Well, like up here, I had one of these routes that basically took us from here to, like, here.
I wonder if there's a difference in the amount of materials they cost.
I haven't noticed, but yeah. Yeah, it feels like maybe they're like, okay, this whole collecting fuck tons of metals might not be fun after a while. We should eventually stop, but that's a watchtower. I'm not probably going to be able to... What does this sign mean? Steep slope. Thank you. Okay. This way. Whatever. All right, so let's take it...
Oh, do you not have a Death Stranding playlist in your active series?
Oh, I don't think I've updated my active series for a while.
Okay.
You might not even include Neo 2, where I recently spent a whole video killing demons and talking about ramen.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Alright, so let's listen to the briefing on our next plot mission. Beryllium gauge delivery, weather station. Oh no, weather station. It's not going to be like Jack Wynn's asshole brother Johnny Wind.
It's going to be like Jack Wynn's ass?
The objective is to head to the bridge's weather station and connect your Cupid. You'll also need to install the chiralium gauge.
Mm-hmm.
The gauge will measure fluctuations in chiral density much more precisely.
I'm just having a big codec jamboree here.
Forecasts for timefall and other phenomena. Timefall
and beryllium
levels have a strong...
To what extent are they predicting timefall? That has never been a thing I've heard them do.
Installing this gauge will help us to help you and others like you.
So you're basically saying do this to continue the story. Understood. Okay, so fragile cargo, fragile, delivered to mountainous area. Can't let it get damaged. Hopefully there's not going to be timefall involved. The story missions in this area, other than the one where we won the loyalty of... Guy was like, I will never work for Bridges, and then instantly starts working for Bridges once we do this mission for him. But otherwise, that guy, his mission where we had to win his loyalty is the only time we've encountered BTs in the story. I've come across them because I was trying to, like, poke into places that we're not supposed to be yet. That being said, I got my bolo gun. I got some of those blood grenades that we didn't use because those battles that I kept losing against squid monsters didn't happen.
Beginning spam.
And that's... Well, funny you mentioned spam. I just ran into like for like signs, which irritate the fuck out of me because it appears I automatically like them just by touching them.
Oh, shoot.
It's like a 100% effective version of the old subs for subs nonsense. Okay.
Oh, I do want to, while I'm thinking about it, give a shout out, not necessarily in a likes get likes fashion, but to Sir Trelene, who is a viewer
Fair
on your
Trelene.
channel, left a comment on Death Stranding video 2, which I love because the comment was, I hereby predict that you will use the words "big man" in this series more than you ever have in any other series. Both because, one, that is an amazing insight that I believe has turned out to be true. Two, it shows that something that was an inside joke for the two of us that really has no bearing on any of the rest of the outside world has become something that your regular viewers are now expecting.
Well, I am regularly getting...
anytime.
Yeah. This is a game where a lot of people thank you for your help.
Yes.
I
And
mean, it could have been
specifically-
Hickory Farm's gift box, but yeah, Big Man's much faster.
Well, and just anytime, like, I do believe the specific wording of "thanks for the help" comes up a lot.
Yes. Well, somebody pointed out correctly, I think it might have been Raven. I'm going to get his username wrong. I just remember it's Raven.
Rowdy
I'm
Raven
gonna
Co.
apologize. Yeah, it's Rowdy. It's Raven. What about me? What about Raven? I want to say Ravens fan because I think his logo is a Baltimore Ravens logo, but I also am pretty sure this particular user is not American and probably doesn't give a rat's ass about the Baltimore Ravens. He might just have picked an icon that looks kind of like the Baltimore Ravens American football team logo.
Yes.
But anyway, what am I getting at? He has complained, and it might not be him, I might be misattributing, but he's like, why in the world does Fragile keep showing up and you haven't done your terrible female like French voice yet? And I'm like, he's right.
Especially
Like,
if
she's
you are
not, like-
fragile.
She's fragile. Okay, so it is going to be BT zone. We know that now.
Yes, although I
based on
don't know
this
if you're going to
sign.
see them before your little meter starts spazzing out and clicking its little fingers together.
Well, it's possible I could find a path there that doesn't involve dealing with these BTs. That sign
is a pretty
indicates they're
wide
around
open
here
area.
somewhere. Yeah. I mean, tends to be the first time you visit an area, there's some thing put in place to make it simpler than just drive to this area.
Alright. Now I'm going to guess it's time for... No, maybe
Well, I
not.
didn't load any of them up. I just have my blood grenades, but this, in theory, could have been a good time to show... Well, there's all sorts of ladders people have built here. I'm assuming that's a good way to go.
You could have turned this into some kind of ape simulator and brought a bunch of your own poop to fling at them.
That's
And they
what I'm
would've
saying. Like,
said-
if I'd been thinking about it, there's various approaches I could have taken that would have
They would have
involved
said, "This guy's
bodily fluids
weird.
or stuff and manipulating their motion.
This guy's
And depending on how thickly packed they are, this might have been an ideal time to showcase that, but I didn't bother to load any of that up. It's all in the private lockers and whatnot. Well, let's see. I mean, these people have built various things to let you climb up here,
Yes.
which probably gets you away from the BTs. And I could pick up metals, which are the thing I'm needing the most of with all this road building. But there's BTs indicated on the other side of this climb as well.
It's like trench
I mean, I think this
warfare.
is
You
going to
go
be a
up over
place
the
with a
ladder
fuck
and
ton of
then-
BTs.
Sure.
It's just
like the
how
shopping
it's going to
mall
be.
was.
Yeah.
It's like a little special. It's like a special BT arena. Looks like I realize if this is supposed to be old world America, this wouldn't be. Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah, he's probably close enough that I can just quietly
enough away, maybe.
climb and
You can
ignore
just-
him.
You have a.
Although he
somebody
may
put a
catch
ladder
on
there
to the fact that my battery level is low. So they slightly less artfully placed ladder, but it's still, I guess, getting to the same point.
Oh, and that one was a rope for climbing back down. I see.
Well, you can also use them to climb up. The problem is, I guess I thought, based on ladder placement, I was going to be able to get up from here.
Yeah. That metal ladder is brutal.
The most brutal ladder for the most brutal of package delivery guys.
It leads to nothing.
I don't know if Surf has ever seen Metalocalypse, but that is his favorite, like, thing that
Black
either of us
gets
spout
more
off that he
brutal
just
of
likes
his
to
players.
use now is the blackest whatever for the blackest whatever. Okay, so I don't... Oh, damn it, he's noticed me. Okay, so I'm probably better off... Ah, fuck.
Just heard the bass drop.
Well, I definitely don't want anything... I don't want to get in a battle because I've got damaged reverse strike. I didn't come in a reverse strike game, but thanks for thinking about me.
No, I mean,
And
there's a reverse trike up here that it's still you is damaged.
Right. Okay, so here's another one. I think it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late.